Go ahead and call this meeting of the Moberly City Council to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Lucas.
Here.
Kimmons. Here. McEwen.
Here.
Graff. Here. Skubic.
Here.
Thank you. You guys should have received a copy of tonight's agenda. Are there any corrections or changes that anyone would like to make for the agenda this evening? Hearing none, do we have a motion for the approval of the agenda?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The agenda has been approved. Also in your packets, you received a copy of the minutes for the City Council meeting for January 21st, 2025. Are there any corrections or changes to these minutes? Hearing none, do we have a motion for the approval of the minutes?
So moved.
A motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The minutes stand approved as written. Recognition of visitors, Mr. Bogowski.
No visitors this evening, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. I want to take just a second here and recognize one of our esteemed staff. So recently, Ms. Shannon Hance earned a prestigious designation as a certified municipal clerk. And I just wanted to recognize her for her accomplishments. She makes what we do very easy. We appreciate everything that she does. And when she says she loves her job, we believe her. She does a great job with it. So congratulations, Shannon, on that.
Thank you.
Very welcome. Okay, if anybody would like to address the council, please grab a green card from Ms. Hance, fill it out with your name and address, and you will have the chance to come up towards the end of the meeting and address the council. You will have 4 minutes to do so at the appropriate time. Let's see, moving on to public hearing and receipt of bids. Okay. Request for number 2, request for proposals for the preparation of the environmental report for a fire station and training tower.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we published an RFP for the environmental review of the future site of the new fire station and training tower, and we received one response from Mark Twain Regional Council of Governments.
Thank you. Does council have any questions regarding this RFP? Hearing none, we have a motion to accept the RFP.
So moved.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. We have approved the RFP. Number 3, request for qualifications for consultant services to provide professional services for the development of Phase 2 bid permit construction.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we published an RFQ for design consultants to provide architectural and engineering services for the potential remodels to both this building and the municipal building next door, and we received 2 responses from the RFQ.
Thank you. Any questions from council regarding the RFQ? Hearing none, do we have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Hearing none, the RFQ has been accepted. Number 4, receipt of proposals for the wastewater treatment plant floor replacement project.
We published an RFP to replace the flooring at the wastewater treatment plant. This was a budgeted item in the 24-25 budget, and I believe we received 2 responsive bidders.
Very good. Anyone from council have any questions regarding the bids or the process for the floor replacement at the treatment facility? Hearing none, do we have a motion to accept the bids?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The bids have been accepted. Okay, moving on to consent agenda. Looks like consent agenda tonight is numbers 5 through 10. These items are considered routine and will be adopted with a single vote. Are there any council members that wish to remove an item for separate consideration? Nope. Hearing none, do we have a motion for the reading of tonight's consent agenda?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First and only reading, please.
Bill number R1771, a resolution accepting the response of Mark Twain Regional Council of Governments to the City of Moberly's request for proposals to provide environmental reporting for the USDA Rural Development Grant funded fire station project. Bill number R1772, a resolution accepting the response to a request for qualifications and authorizing the negotiation of a professional services agreement with Outline and Associates for Phase 2 of the 911 Dispatch Center and City Hall renovation projects. Bill number R1773, a resolution authorizing a lease termination agreement between the City of Moberly, Missouri and Matthew Dotson, and approving a new lease agreement between the City of Moberly, Missouri and Mid-Mo Aviation LLC for 1225 Aviator Lane at the Omar Bradley Airport, and approving a consent to assignment of said lease to County Bank. Bill number R1774, a resolution authorizing participation in the Missouri Highway Safety Program. Bill number R1775, a resolution authorizing and accepting change orders number 4 and 5 to the contract with Emery Sapp & Sons Inc. for the Moberly Industrial Park Roadway Improvements Project. Bill number R1776, a resolution accepting the bid and authorizing contracting with DMC Concrete LLC to remove and replace the rear approach apron at Fire Station number 1. And Bill number R1777, a resolution accepting the bid of and authorizing contracting with David L. Wilbur's Floor Covering, Inc. to replace the floor covering at the wastewater treatment plant.
Thank you. Any additional questions or discussion from council? Hearing none, do we have a motion for the approval of tonight's consent agenda?
So moved.
Got a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion carries and the consent agenda has been approved. Moving on to ordinances and resolutions. Number 12, an ordinance.
Yes, Mayor, we have a ordinance repealing ordinance number 9852 and vacating the east 170 feet of Gilman Street in the city of Moberly, Missouri, which runs east and west between South Clark Street and South Sturgeon Street. I ask that this be read twice for consideration by title only.
Thank you. We have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion. We have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance repealing ordinance number 9852 and vacating the east 170 feet of Gilman Street in the city of Moberly, Missouri, which runs east and west between South Clark Street and South Sturgeon Street.
Thank you. Any additional discussion from council or questions? Hearing none. Second reading, please.
An ordinance repealing ordinance number 9852 and vacating the east 170 feet of Gilman Street in the city of Moberly, Missouri, which runs east and west between South Clark Street and South Sturgeon Street.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Do we have a motion for the approval of number 12 ordinance?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Roll call, please.
Lucas?
Yes.
Kimmons?
Yes.
McEwen?
Yes.
Graff?
Yes.
Skubic?
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance has been approved. Number 13, an ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have an ordinance accepting and authorizing execution of a Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission Traffic Engineering Assistance Program agreement for a downtown Moberly parking study, and I ask that it be read twice for consideration.
We have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor for the reading of the ordinance signify by aye. Any opposed, nay. First reading, please.
An ordinance accepting and authorizing execution of a Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission Traffic Engineering Assistance Program agreement for a downtown Moberly parking study.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion from council? Hearing none. Second reading, please.
An ordinance accepting and authorizing execution of a Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission Traffic Engineering Assistance Program agreement for a downtown Moberly parking study.
Thank you. Any additional questions or discussion? Hearing none, do we have a motion for the approval of the ordinance?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Roll call, please.
Lucas.
Yes.
Kimmons.
Yes.
McEwen.
Yes.
Graff.
Yes.
Skubic.
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance has been adopted. Number 14, an ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have an ordinance accepting and approving the report of the Director of Community Development relative to 718 West Reed Street in Moberly, Missouri. I ask that it be read twice for consideration of passage.
Thank you. We have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor of the reading of the ordinance signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance accepting and approving the report of the Director of Community Development relative to 718 West Reed Street within the city of Moberly, which required nuisance abatement by the city of Moberly pursuant to Article 1 and Article 2 of Chapter 26 of the Moberly City Code, certifying the cost of abatement, and directing the city clerk pursuant to Section 26-2 and Section 26-6 to cause a special tax bill to be issued thereon.
Thank you. Any additional questions or discussion? Second reading, please.
An ordinance accepting and approving the report of the Director of Community Development relative to 718 West Reed Street within the city of Moberly, which required nuisance abatement by the city of Moberly pursuant to Article 1 and Article 2 of Chapter 26 of the Moberly City Code, certifying the cost of abatement and directing the city clerk pursuant to Section 26-2 and Section 26-6 to cause a special tax bill to be issued thereon.
Last chance. Any additional questions or discussion? Do we have a motion for the approval of the ordinance?
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Roll call, please.
Lucas.
Yes.
Kimmons.
Yes.
McEwen.
Yes.
Graff.
Yes.
Skubic.
Yes.
The ordinance has been adopted. Number 15, an ordinance.
Mayor, I have an ordinance accepting and approving the report of the Director of Community Development relative to 824 West Coat Street in Moberly. It has to be read twice for consideration.
Thank you. We have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor for the reading signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. First reading, please.
An ordinance accepting and approving the report of the Director of Community Development relative to 824 West Coat Street within the city of Moberly, which required nuisance abatement by the city of Moberly pursuant to Article 1 and Article 2 of Chapter 26 of the Moberly City Code, certifying the cost of abatement and directing the city clerk pursuant to Section 26-2 and Section 26-6 to cause a special tax bill to be issued thereon.
Thank you. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none. Second reading, please.
An ordinance accepting and approving the report of the Director of Community Development relative to 824 West Coat Street within the city of Moberly, which required nuisance abatement by the city of Moberly pursuant to Article 1 and Article 2 of Chapter 26 of the Moberly City Code, certifying the cost of abatement and directing the city clerk pursuant to Section 26-2 and Section 26-6 to cause a special tax bill to be issued thereon.
Any further discussion or questions from council? Hearing none. Do we have a motion for the approval of the ordinance?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Roll call, please.
Lucas.
Yes.
Kimmons.
Yes.
McEwen.
Yes.
Graff.
Yes.
Skubic.
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance has been adopted. Number 16, a resolution.
Mr. Mayor, we have a resolution ratifying the city manager's acceptance of a bid from Renew Tower Construction LLC for emergency repairs to the Moberly Fire Department communications antenna and cabling. Ask that it be read once for consideration.
Thank you. We have a motion for the reading of the resolution. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First reading, please.
A resolution ratifying the city manager's acceptance of a bid from Renew Tower Construction LLC for emergency repairs to the Moberly Fire Department's communications, antenna, and cabling.
Thank you. Any questions from council regarding number 16? I did have one question. I assume that this is on the water tower, what we call the communication tower, but the water tower. And obviously, we're going to be putting this nice new tower over on this side of town. Is this something that has to be repaired now, or is this something that we can come back to later on. I hate to spend the money on something that may possibly have some overlap.
Okay. Is it somewhat of an overlap? Yes. But that's our backup system. So if something goes wrong before this thing gets up and running completely, totally right for everything, then we're going to have no communications at all.
Okay,
So that's why the repair is being asked for now.
gotcha. So will we continue to use this particular system when we do get the new tower up and going?
It'll be as a backup. That tower will be backup for everybody though,
It'll be back up for everybody.
not just my department.
Okay. Well, I noticed the pretty significant difference in the bid pricing.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if I know we use the other company quite often, and I wonder, are we getting charged these massive rates for other projects as well? Seems
I
kind of
don't-
escalated.
No, what I got out of this was talking to them directly was that they had no problem with us going somewhere else just because of the fact that their tower people isn't the same as what they've had in the past. They're still looking, and this guy that's doing our work, if it's approved, will actually be considered by them to be hired as one of their tower people.
Gotcha.
So
Okay. Very good. I think that answers my question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief. Okay. Number 16. Do we have a motion for the approval of the resolution?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The resolution has been approved. Number 17, a resolution.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution appropriating money out of the treasury of the city of Moberly, Missouri to pay for expenses due between January 16th and January 29th, 2025 in the amount of $279,254.48. And I ask that it be read once for consideration.
Thank you. We have a motion for the for the reading of the ordinance, the resolution. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor for the reading signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. First and only reading, please.
A resolution appropriating money out of the treasury of the city of Moberly, Missouri to pay expenses due between January 16, 2025 and January 29, 2025 in the amount of $279,254.48.
Thank you, Ms. Hance. I hereby certify that there's sufficient money standing to the credit of the city of Moberly, Missouri, unappropriated in the funds identified in this resolution to meet the requirements of this resolution. City Treasurer Allison Boyd. Do we have a motion for the approval of the resolution?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The resolution has been approved. Okay, anything else to come before the council? Number 18, consideration of an appointment to the Tourism Advisory Commission.
Mr. Mayor, Councilman Skubic, prior to his elevation to the council, served as the Chamber of Commerce representative on the Tourism Advisory Board. With his change to the city council, the Moberly Area Chamber of Commerce has nominated Bronson Cribbs to take that position on the Tourism Advisory Board.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion for the approval of Mr. Cribbs going to the Tourism Advisory Commission?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Mr. Cribbs, welcome to the Tourism Advisory Board. Before we get into the public comment section, I actually just had a couple of questions. A question and a statement, I guess. I think the first one would be for Tom. And I feel like that you've said this, but I don't remember exactly what you said. The street cleaning truck, I know it was in an accident. How close are we on seeing the repairs and everything come back with that?
We picked it up late last week. I believe we were down there getting it Friday, so it should be back on the streets.
Okay, very good. I noticed that a lot of areas were getting pretty gummy.
Pretty sandy and
Yeah.
No, we've had a lot. We've missed it.
Very good, very good. I just wanted to ask that. I also just wanted to make a comment and a recommendation to staff. This past week, we sat through a mock site visit with the Economic Development Group, and it was really a great learning experience for everybody that was there. We learned a lot, and I think everybody took home a lot. And if I can echo the city manager's comments, it was great to see everybody participate and really buy into the concept as if this were a real big company coming to town. One of the things that was asked of the mock site selector when she came into town was, what was your first impression? And to be blunt, her comment was, well, I was a little underwhelmed. And it had to do mostly with signage and what we see when we come down 63 and exit into Moberly. You go to a lot of these other smaller communities and you see something a little bit more elaborate, something that has is ours. It stands out. We put our PR person in place, and we're trying to build this branding initiative from the parks to the chamber to economic development to the city, and trying to make this big package and create top of the mind awareness. When you look at one, you see the other. So I visited with the council here just a little bit ago, and I think what we would like to see, we've got budget time that's coming up, and feel free to address however you see fit. But I think we'd like to see some pricing on what something like that would take to bring, if it's something that we would have to do one at a time, or if it's something that we would have to do, or it would be a better buy if we did both of them at the same time. I don't know that it's necessary coming from 24, but I think coming down 63 would be a big improvement, a big enhancement, and it just, as people drive through, it creates top of the mind awareness. And we're talking about doing our wayfinding signage very soon too. So I think it all just kind of comes together. Obviously, money doesn't grow on trees, so let's try to stay somewhat reasonable. But if we would like to challenge you guys to come up with something on that, the council's very interested in reviewing something along those lines. Anybody have anything else they'd like to add to that?
As far as the design, et cetera, Ken, I'm sorry. We have a local artist that has done some things for us here. I wonder if we could get ideas from them or from the community as to what they would like to see that would represent their city.
Sure. I think all ideas are on the table at this point, and Tom or any of you guys that feel free to chime in. But I think all options are on the table. I just want something that we can be proud of when we drive. We see it every day. It doesn't bother us. When somebody comes to town and wants to put a business here, they notice those things. So something that we can be proud of as a community that we can stand behind. Anybody else want to add anything to that?
Mr. Mayor, so just so I understand too, so like at say 24 and 63, that intersection, like doing some landscaping work to that, signage, that type of thing, is that kind of what we're looking into or thinking about?
My initial thoughts were, as you before you hit that point, because you've got several entrances before you get there.
Gotcha.
And I would say the majority of traffic is probably going to be coming from the south. So maybe we look at that option first, and then maybe we look at what's coming from north. This may end up being way more expensive than what we're envisioning. I can't imagine that it's going to be cheap. But I also think it's going to make a big difference, for what we're trying to accomplish here. So that would be my vision, but I'm open to suggestions or ideas, and input. So I just wanted to throw it out there. It was top of the mind, and it kind of hurt me a little bit when she said that she was just a little underwhelmed when she drove into town. I said, we've got to get this fixed. So that's the reason we bring that up. Anybody else want to add anything? Everybody good? Okay. Anybody else want to address the council at this time? Nope. Okay. Well, I would entertain a motion to go to work session followed by a closed session to discuss the status of legal, personnel, and negotiated contract matters. Do we have a motion? We've got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Roll call, please.
Lucas?
Yes.
Kimmons?
Yes.
McEwen?
Yes.
Graff?
Yes.
Skubic?
Yes.
Okay. We are adjourned from council meeting. We'll move right into work session. Nope, there is. The guy's computer wasn't working right. How about that? Okay. Number 1, a request to hold the Mother's Day 5K Run for Life on May 11th, 2025 to raise funds for families fighting cancer. Chief Link, come on down.
So this is an annual event. The only thing that changes is the date. They have it every year and have had it for 15 years. So the route hasn't changed. The people put in on it haven't changed, and the purpose of it has not changed. The only thing changes is the date and the year. So we have no objection to it. We'll provide the escorts and whatever traffic they need.
Very good. Any questions for Chief Lake? Any objections to moving this forward to the next council meeting? Okay, we will move this one forward. Thanks, Chief. Number 2, 2025 fireworks agreement. Mr. Bach.
So as you all know, we did a request for proposals last year on a 5-year initiative, obviously contingent on annual approval and budgetary approval annually. So this is the second year of that 5-year track. It ticks up a little bit each year just to ensure we at minimum keep up with cost increases, but hopefully trend just a little above that. So this year's agreement is for $29,220. And J&M has done it here for decades. They're a very safe, very professional tech crew.
Does this price add shells to the show, or is this basically the same number of shells, basically?
It's pretty similar. I'll have to look back at last year, but it's within a stone's throw.
Okay.
I'll verify that before
Sure.
the next meeting, but it's essentially the same size show.
Okay, very good. Now, you guys had an awesome turnout last year. Look for the same thing this year. Any questions for Mr. Bach? Any objections to moving this forward to the next council meeting? Okay, we will move this one forward. Last one, number 3, a resolution approving a written consent to assignment between the City of Moberly, County Bank, and Mid-Mo Aviation, LLC.
Probably been
Tom.
seeing a lot of these here recently. We've had new hangars being built out there, private hangars, and a lot of these are, $200,000, $300,000 investments. And so we're seeing more bank loans on them. There actually can't be a lien against the property as the city retains the property, and the building reverts to the city, basically stays on, you can't take it off the property. So the only way that we know of and what I've met with other airports on is to have the lease revert to the bank in the case of default. So this is kind of the instrument they put in place. I have reached out to other airports to see if there's other methods that might be available, but that's what we have at this time to satisfy that.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Sanders? Any objection to moving this forward to the next meeting? Okay, we will move this one forward to the next meeting. That is all that we have for our work session this evening. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. We are adjourned from work session. Thank you all for coming.